De Bruyne's corner, Haaland! Goal! Unstoppable! Phenomenal! Week after week after week, who will ever stand in the way of Erling Haaland? Because City are on a different plane. De Bruyne, Haaland! Again and again and again! It's getting silly. It is just crazy. He writes his own rules. He makes his own numbers. He's ripping this thing up. Grealish, De Bruyne, Gomez, Haaland! A hat-trick of hat-tricks. 3 successive home games. Look at me, Dad. Look at me, world. It's almost not fair. He is that good. 5 for City, 3 again for the extraordinary Erling Haaland. Rodri, De Bruyne, there goes Haaland, he's on his way again, he's hungry, he's scored, he always does, he always will. Nothing more certain than that Erling Haaland would slap his name across this game. Proud, proud dad, and he's not the only one. You just knew he wouldn't miss. It's the story they all came to see told. Erling Haaland was written as the hero of the day, and he duly performed as such. He seems not even to have broken sweat, and West Ham felt the full force of the Premier League's newest mega star. Erling Haaland, bang, 2-0. Pretty much irresistible, this guy. And Manchester City are beginning here an apparent cruise. Steal from De Bruyne, who's running away from Ndidi and rolling it through for Erling Haaland! Too strong, too fast, by every measurement, in every dimension. Just too good for all who try to stay with him. Mr. Incredible. The champions back to within 3 points of the very top. 3 points now between the top 2. Gundogan. And De Bruyne. And Haaland! The champions stride away! A giant moment from a giant man! A look that knows. And so it twists for City. They have reeled Arsenal in. Once more the champions lord it over those who would steal their crown. And the race is neck and neck. And it is a result for City well worth gallivanting about. And Rodri for Morris. Haaland! The heavyweight bounces off the canvas. The champions back in the battle. And here he is again, eyeball to eyeball with Waiter. And this is a big one. Haaland! That can make the world of difference. Big, broad Norwegian smile. They huffed, they puffed, they waited, and finally, City have the lead they craved.
It's huge.
But perhaps at the back of City's queue there is the greatest Leeds worry of them all. Born in this place, born to this place, and now returning here, potentially to damage this place. Oh, he's given it to Grealish, and Grealish has the freedom of Ellen Road, and Grealish has Haaland! Who finally plants his flag into the heart of his native city. De Bruyne. Haaland. Grealish. Haaland! three. Smooth simplicity. Once more, City's number 9 is the centre of attention. So City as smooth as they needed to be. With 2 more Erling Haaland goals. His numbers continue to be ridiculous. He came back to his birthplace and surely made his mark. Ball for Jack Grealish. Grealish and Haaland! Monstrously good. They play football with such verve. And he, at the sharp end, executes so unforgivingly brilliantly. Too good. Truth is, Manchester City were just too good. Arsenal are going to have to win this thing for themselves, because you can be sure that City are not going to give it away. And Arsenal look broken. Foden. Haaland! As if he wouldn't score. The sharpest edge of all cuts through at the last. His 33rd Premier League goal. He holds the record now, alone, for a 38-game season. The class, the élan, the certainty of champions. And now the champions have it to lose. Just so good, just too good. And perhaps for Arsenal, the dream is drifting away. Presented back to Bernardo Silva, shifted on for Grealish, rolled up here for Erling Haaland! The hottest shot in the history of the Premier League. 35! Erling Haaland smashes through yet one more historic barrier. He reaps the most abundant harvest of any player in any year in the history of the Premier League. There goes Haaland, he's on his way again, he's hungry, he's scored, he always does, he always will. Grealish, Haaland! Smooth simplicity, you'll see that a few times more. Composure, certainty, self-assurance beyond his years. He's ripping this thing up. Gomez, Haaland! A hat-trick of hat-tricks. You just knew he wouldn't miss. Haaland on the march. And De Bruyne, and Haaland! As if he wouldn't score. A giant moment from a giant man. Who will ever stand in the way of Erling Haaland? De Bruyne, Haaland! Again and again and again. It's getting silly. It is just crazy. And rolling it through for Erling Haaland. Too strong, too fast. By every measurement, in every dimension. Just too good for all who try to stay with him. Mr. Incredible.